So what happened last week?
Mate, what hasn't happened last week? Hold up, I'll bring up my cry screen. Sorry. What happened last week? Why didn't we release a video last week, right?
I think it started with, hey Sergey, I'll see you in an hour.
Nah, yeah, it was started with me, right? I was actually celebrating the peaks of crypto, right? And I celebrated a little too much on Friday, and I couldn't wake up on Saturday. And then
what happened Sunday? We were supposed to shoot on Sunday.
And then Mitch was celebrating something. What were you celebrating?
I was celebrating life.
Ah, there you go.
We went to a comedy show. That's What I Reckon on the YouTuber, and it was hilarious. And I was absolutely
hammered,
written off.
Yeah. All right. So that's what happened on Sunday. All right. So we are very sorry. It 100% not going to happen again. But
no, probably will.
But that's it.
But consistency is key, and we want to keep doing this. We want to keep coming to you every weekend and sharing our insights.
That's right. All right.
And in saying that, it was really well received. We got a lot of feedback from you all. It's very much off the cuff. Like it's not a serious.
Well, that's why I think it's good.
And I think it's good too. And it allows us to really, like our personalities to shine through. Like we both have our own channels and we both have a certain suit and tie we have to wear per se. And this is really, a bunch of dorks that play with crypto and just being silly.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's really good.
All right. So we start with education, right? So with education, what should we know? What about, let's start with where do we keep crypto? We keep saying it to keep crypto off exchanges. Right.
Off exchanges, and the general consensus is if you're trading, you've got an open position, you'll leave that on there, but you don't want to be keeping more than 10, maybe 15% of what you own on exchanges, and the rest you want to have in hardware wallets.
That's right.
Offline storage.
That's right. So basically, consider a hardware wallet, right, or cold storage wallet. Some of the names out there is Trezor, Ledger. So do Google those. They deliver in Australia practically overnight. I keep buying them and they're very quick, right? And actually...
Oh, and that's super important. Don't buy them from eBay.
Don't
buy them from eBay. You want to make sure you get it from the source. Buy direct from their website. You don't want to buy from a third party because they can be tampered with.
Yes. However, in Australia, there are a couple of trusted ones.
There are,
yes. So they're good. Maybe we should put a couple of links below. Then again... in light of what we're going to be talking about, what about stop losses? How dangerous is it not using stop losses? I mean, we probably need some sort of an analogy here, right?
It's a double-edged sword. So with trading on the spot exchanges, and if you're a hodler and you're in this for the long term, it can be quite damaging to have a stop loss because we can have moves of 10 to 20 to 50% in a very short amount of time.
That's right.
But on the other side of things, friends that might be up 125 leverage.
Well, so some say that going without stop losses in a leveraged market, it's like having unprotected sex with a prostitute somewhere in
Bangkok.
Yes, Bangkok is the one if you're using 125.
Yeah, that's 125.
But if you somewhere in King's Cross, perhaps you like X5 or something, X10.
Yeah, 5 or 10 leverage. That's
right.
King's Cross.
So
you're still going to catch something, but the chances are you won't die.
That's right. Well, you catch something that doesn't lead to a death. All right. So that's important. So
that's definitely the title of the video.
Safe sex or safe trading?
Safe trading.
Safe trading, right, that's right. All right, so if you are trading hard, right, do use stop losses. That's very, very important because, well, it's just prudent, right? It's something that, I mean, I've got a couple of friends that got knocked out real hard, right? We're talking about
because you don't want to be knocked out hard and fast, do you?
Especially after unprotected sex. That's right, in Bangkok. Yeah, that's right. You don't. All right. On that note, okay, what happened? I mean,
what happened this week?
What happened last week and what happened this week? It's just.
So I'm sure many of our viewers have probably seen what happened earlier in the year with the Wall Street bets where they were short squeezing.
That's right.
So short squeeze is when you see that there's a lot of shorts placed on something and then you use a lot of capital in order to trigger that and cause a cascading effect down.
So in fact, a lot of shorts just with Wall Street bets, there was more shorts for shares that were not there.
Yes.
So it was actually overshorted. So you got like 100 shares, but if you look at the shorts, there was like
400 or 500 times.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the problem. So there's literally not that much in existence.
So we had a similar thing happen, except the other way. It was a long squeeze. So there was a lot of longs, pushing as high as $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 BTC, and someone saw that. Someone with a huge amount of clout in order to make the market move. There was $250 billion of value wiped off Bitcoin, and then added back to Bitcoin in the space of it was a 30-minute candle, wasn't it?
That was crazy. Yeah, I was actually looking at that. Yeah, at the time when it was happening.
And this is Thursday. Like that's happened again early this morning.
But for those that don't know, short, longs, etc. Right. So what that basically means is that the price went all the way down.
It went down, and then people got stopped out with their stop losses, and it triggered.
And then it went down further and then back up.
Yes.
But not quite as high, right? So what in terms of numbers, I think what went from 50 down to 36 and then down to 30 momentarily. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was closer to 40 and then down to 31 and then back up to 40 again. But we were at 50 early in the week.
That's right. Yeah. And this morning, as we do this video, we have a similar situation, right? Yeah. I actually wake up and I go, oh shit. Right, so the first thing I do, obviously,
instead of being drunk from last night, we start drinking at 7 a.m. Not really, but
no. Basically it has been a little bit of a bloodbath. But this morning, the same thing happened, right? Yeah. So the same thing happened, but not quite as rough, because people already kind of, first of all, a lot of money has been wiped out, and secondly,
to the tune of $9.1 billion has been wiped out.
This morning,
yes.
Okay, so liquidations, what is that? We should probably tell people what the hell liquidations are. No?
So liquidations are when you are using leverage and you've got a certain amount where if it dips
leverage is when you borrow.
Well, let's go back a step. Leverage.
Yes,
leverage. Tell me.
So leverage is essentially if you got $100 and you think that the price is going to go up or down, you can borrow, let's call it $1,000 on that, and bet on the right movement of the price, and then if it goes up, if you borrowed $1,000, it's obviously your gains are obviously going to be 10 times more.
Yes.
The problem with that though is that if it goes against you, you need to put 10 times more to the exchange or whoever you borrow from as a collateral.
Yes.
And if you don't have enough to put there, you get liquidated.
Yes.
All right.
What happens is the movement of 10%. Is actually a 10 times movement for you.
That's right. If you 10 times leverage, obviously it's going to be 10 times, right? But like I said, we refer to 125 leverage. So now that's the real leverage.
That's when you put $1,000, you got $125,000, and the market moves like a bee's dick, and you get liquidated.
Bee's dick, that's right. And bee's dick down. A bee loses an erection, and so
I did just imagine the edit of this video. It's just going to be a bunch of beeps.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough time in the market.
It is.
That's what I mean.
And let's come back a step as well. Like, we're having a laugh, and we're talking about all of this. The fact of the matter is, we understand. We've been around this long enough to know that it's a zero-sum game. There's a lot of people that got wrecked. There's a lot of people that are feeling the pinch. We've seen a significant amount of our wealth wiped off their balances. It hasn't turned into zero, and it hasn't turned into an actual loss. But there is people that have had that. So we do have empathy. We understand that trading is a zero-sum game. The people that made a lot of money in the last 24 hours and on Thursday have made a lot of money by pulling money from other people. So
that's right.
If you have experienced a huge amount of loss, or you were playing with leverage at the wrong time, our thoughts and hearts go out to you. We're not just tolless people, but
that's right.
We make fun of everything that's going on to
to make sure we don't cry, right? but
you said cry.
But real crazy out there. And guys, if you listen to Mitch before, right, and if you watch his podcasts and videos, he do do only play with the money that you're prepared to lose.
Yes.
Don't go and remortgage your house for the second mortgage or something and stick it all in, because it is serious and it is real money, and it goes much quicker than it does on ASX or any other exchange.
Yes.
Because just to give you perspective, if this flash crash would happen on ASX, on Nasdaq, or anywhere else, they would have stopped it at about 8 to 10%.
Yes.
Right. They would have stopped trading, and it wouldn't go like lower. But because it's crypto, the falls...
And it's 24/7.
That's right, it's
global.
24/7 global. The falls are obviously amplified and the rises are amplified.
Which we did see that. There was, 10 out of the top 20 exchanges went offline on Thursday. And that is, a lot of people are like, oh, it's coordinated and it's a conspiracy. No, they've quite literally seen this cascade of liquidations happening, and they're trying to protect not only themselves but also their traders.
That's right. Well, to tell the truth, like I'm not a fan of exchanges going down.
Actually, can I say something on that? I saw the best quote that was, when crypto goes up, it's destiny, but when it goes down, it's a conspiracy.
That's a good one.
But yeah,
that's
what were you saying about exchanges?
I'm not a fan of exchanges going down, right? Because a lot of the times, even if you have a stop loss on the exchange, right? Yeah. So exchanges going down is not a good thing. That's why I'm a fan of decentralized.
Yes.
And decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Yeah. On that note, though, I want to bitch about my favorite coin last week, fucking Bunny.
What did it do?
Bunny coin.
What did it do?
There was an exploit. There was a flash loan exploit, and the price of Bunny crashed from 240 down to I think I tried to sell it at 4, right, or 8. And then
tax time's coming. Got to lock those losses in.
That's right. No, flash loans, I think we'll talk about it further up, right? But because it's too much for this video already.
It is.
But basically, let's call it a smart guy found an exploit in a smart contract, and he actually took a piece of the hodlers of Bunny coin, right? And he actually hashtagged it, right? He goes, and flash loans irritating, but he spelled irritating not with an I but with an E-A-R, like an ear, because it's Bunny. Right? It's freaking funny. Right?
That is pretty funny.
Yes. So basically he wiped off 200 million off the price of the cap of Bunny in a second.
Wow.
So the other coins that were staked there were not affected, so congrats to me and everybody else who was in it. So you were able to pull it out of the contract by that stage, but you still cannot pull out any bunny. That's right. So,
and that's also an important point to note on education is these DeFi platforms are very much in their infancy. A lot of the large ones are audited by independent third-party security firms. But that doesn't mean that flaws can be found. Like if you look at Microsoft, for example, the thing is sold as a flaw and continually patched. With technology, there's always going to be smarter and smarter people and attacking these platforms because there's billions and billions of dollars locked up.
The honey pot is definitely there, yes.
And these are, although they're decentralized, they're still a place where you can go and try all these different exploits. So we're talking about not having more than 10 to 15% on exchanges, centralized exchanges. It probably goes for around the same for decentralized exchanges and or DeFi platforms.
It's a concentration risk, right? So you don't want to be exposed to one risk at all, right?
Yes.
So you need to basically hedge your risks, right? And don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I know I sound like my mom at the moment, but you really don't, right?
Cue mom phone call.
Yeah, that's
3, 2, 1.
Like last time, right? She actually bought bitcoins, and that was a phone call for her to buy bitcoins.
You can take that anytime during the video, anytime. I'm all about getting people into the market, even when they're already there. So she did call anytime.
That's right. And she bought it at 50 or 55 or something. So
did she make you hedge her?
No, but she followed the advice and she only bought for a little bit. So that's why she's not too unhappy.
And she's looking at it from the 2 to 5 to 10 year term.
That's right. That's right. She's not a trader. She's a hodler.
So she's not using stop losses, right? She's buying it. She's sticking in a hardware wallet. It's not sitting on any spot exchanges.
That's right. Yeah, she does. There was another quote, right? So all the traders, what they call traders with the minus, like it goes something along the lines where traders with a minus position become investors, right? But yeah, cool. All right, so to the news now. All right, so that was quite a long intro.
That was the intro?
Ah, shit. Yeah, but nonetheless, to the news. We're trying to make it entertaining.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So Groot here says that we should get onto news.
Yes. Yes, Groot.
Yes. Okay.
And for everyone watching, what does this mean?
That means don't talk more than you should.
Keep the secret secret.
That's right. Keep the secret secret. We should probably don't cover her face or something. But it's right. Okay, so we already spoke about long squeeze. We already spoke about attack from 40 down to 33. China banning crypto. That's China banning crypto. That is what they use as a catalyst for these attacks.
Yes.
So a lot of people think it's Elon Musk, right?
Well, I mean, that narrative, like retail thinks that, you know, it's very easily manipulated from a news standpoint.
That's right.
Looking at on-chain data, looking at open interest, like it's very much coordinated through
That's right.
capital that this has happened.
But and the thing is, like Elon Musk, and I want to warn people about.
I think
Elon
he just
Musk
kind of started it.
Yeah,
he just like tipped his toe into the water and started a cascade of events, and then it was taken as
an
opportunity to make a big trade, and someone made or a group of people made a lot of money.
Ah, shit, yeah. The thing with the Elon, right? There was a survey, right? And something like 40%. What is it? 40% of people think that Elon Musk is the one that actually. 40% of people in Australia think that Elon Musk is the one that started Bitcoin. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, like that was freaking crazy. That just came out 2 days ago, right? On Cointelegraph.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're watching this video, there's absolutely no doubt that Elon Musk has not started Bitcoin.
Yes.
So stop thinking that, right? Stop taking his tweets as
literal.
well, as you do with the Bible, or Quran or whatever wrote you about.
And that's also an important thing to note as well. There's a lot of different narratives that have come out. There's some guy on 4chan that said, "I am the insider you're looking for."
Ah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And he's talking about how this was all coordinated, and then there's other narratives that this was an attack against Justin from Tron, and they tried to stop him out. And then he's come out and said that he's bought a whole lot of Bitcoin and ETH at these prices, which,
there's always going to be. It's called old-fashioned market manipulation.
Yes.
Right. And I have always been saying that market manipulation is apparent, and in crypto it's it's just through the roof, right?
Yes.
It's a lot more masked in traditional markets, but it still happens. But
it happens. It's just no one talks about it.
That's right.
Because there's no inside trading in the ASX or the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, that's right.
No one ever.
That's right. That's right. Hello, Rifkin. Right? Remember Rifkin? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Regardless, though, what I was going to say about news from China, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because news from China, these news, they were pumping it. The news didn't actually come out as anything new.
It was months ago, wasn't it?
It was freaking years ago.
Oh, was it? It was actually years ago.
It was years ago, just
like 2017 in September.
That's right. Well, even before that, right? There was a combination of those, right? And they basically just one of the news agencies there dug out the old news and reprinted it. That's it. You know what I mean? So you really got to take all the China news with a grain of salt. It's just crazy, because fundamentally nothing really has happened. To tell you the truth, it's a correction we had to have.
Yeah. And I'd say it's a crash. Does remember last week? The week before I said anything over 30% is a crash.
Okay, it's a crash we didn't want to have, but it was bound to happen. All right, so that's news from China.
And why is that? Like the mania was getting crazy with Shiba Inu coin and Doge and all of that. So retail were doing retail things. There was something like 1.1 million Bitcoin addresses that owned Bitcoin for 3 to 6 months that sold in the last week. So there's people that were buying at the highs and have just sold at the lows, and they've fueled a lot of this, and that's probably what's been seen as well in whoever coordinated this.
Very expensive lesson. Once again, guys, we keep repeating: trade with your head. Yeah. All right, next we got. Could we go back down to 25? What do you think?
I think it's definitely possible, and there's a lot of smart people that are watching things like the open interest and looking at where that's going. There's people saying that we could get to the $1,400 US ETH mark.
I'll disagree with you there, and the reason is because like I've always been saying, right, that 34 is pretty much the floor as far as I'm concerned, and I'll explain why. Because 34 is the entry price for Tesla, right?
Yeah.
And effectively, it's an oscillator between which the price would move, right? So in other words, if it goes below, I'm sure that Tesla, like being the company that it is, right? And regardless of what Elon Musk says, right? But I'm sure they do have buy orders for below that to average down at the very least.
Yes.
Because it would be a very sad quarterly report where you say, yeah, we got it at 34, but currently we're looking at spot of 20.
Yes.
So to tell the truth, and same with MicroStrategy and Grayscale, right? And everybody else.
In saying that, we could flash crash again.
Yes. Flash crash definitely, but it gets picked up.
And I agree with what Sergey is saying completely. I just think that there's a possibility that we could move down very, very quickly back up.
No, it can do.
I am still very bullish. I still believe we're in a bull market. I still believe that 150, possibly $100,000 BTC is possible. These are my beliefs. I also believe I can drive.
You can't drive? Fly?
I can't drive. I thought I could fly, but I can only drive.
I do believe that we're just at the beginning, actually.
Okay.
And stock to flow proves it, right? And I think you shared it this morning.
Yes.
And also, I was in a stockbroker conference in Australia in Sydney yesterday.
And you've been to a few of these in the last few weeks as well,
right.
with some big names that play.
That's right. I'm not going to mention the names, but they're big in Australia, right? And basically the cryptocurrency interest from the brokers. And some brokers represent, like, for example, like a lazy broker can have like 24 billion under management or something. So with the brokers, and brokers are looking for ways to get in. So the way it happens basically is this, because
they flash crash, they get in, and then they sell it to their clients.
But they're slow. They can't move in quick enough.
They have a lot more red tape to get through. They have a lot more regulation to get through.
And what happens, and the way it happens, and that's what sparks the interest, is the following, right? So there is a guy who's just retired, right? He's 70 or something, right? He's sitting there on like $500,000 or something with a broker, right, on ASX. Yeah. And then his grandson runs to him and he says, "Granddad, what's $500,000, right? Like, look at this, right? I bought it for 10,000 or something, right? I'm already a mil."
At a mil, yeah.
Right? And then all of a sudden the granddad goes, "Oh shit!" He gets his broker and he goes, "Okay, we should
give me the bitcoins.
We should
start looking. The bitcoins.
Yeah, we should start looking into these bitcoins, right?" And that's how it happens, right? And then the more of those phone calls brokers get, they start pulling their finger out and start talking about it and thinking about it.
Yeah.
And to tell the truth, it all goes as planned as far as the cycle, 4-year cycle, remember I was saying that, is concerned. And I think we're going to still see higher highs.
I think so too.
All right, now next.
In the short term, I think we're in for some pain though. In the short term. There's multiple strategies. If you're an advanced trader and you're using leverage, be very careful. Make sure
lubricate.
Lubricate with stop losses.
With the stop losses, that's right. It's always good to lubricate.
If you're just trading on spot, stop losses are still your friend, but be super cautious. If you're hodling, close the freaking laptop screen. Go spend time with your family. Go do things you love.
Or go to Bangkok, whatever.
Or go to Bangkok and feel lubricated.
That's right. All right.
If you're lucky to get to Bangkok, there's no way. No one's traveling.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to use leverage now. You can't go to Bangkok.
That was a joke. All right. Volatility index is very high, right? And as expected, right? So volatility is through the roof and crazy. Now, whale scooped up 5.5 billion in Bitcoin and BTC, right? So that's what you were saying, where it's a zero-sum game. So whenever somebody loses, so basically retail is a bit jittery and liquidates at the minus, and whales come in and pick it up. It's as simple as that, right? Now,
the important thing to note as well, going back to Wednesday, the fundamentals haven't changed of the whole market.
Well, that's right.
Nothing has changed.
Yep.
So the fact that we've got our own liberty in our hands, and it's a deflationary asset, and we can choose to use it however we want, that hasn't changed. And the adoption, where we're at on the adoption curve, it hasn't changed. There's just been, a huge flash crash, and a huge amount of money has moved.
I just love the flash crashes going to, you're still way over 20, for example. My psychological was 2017, right, and 20 grand. Yeah. But this one, okay, great. It's nice to see. But regardless, Vitalik, I want to talk about this, right? Vitalik, he has done a couple of cool things last week.
He has.
So
yes, yeah, we actually didn't get to talk about that
That's
last
right,
week
that's
because you were drunk.
that's right.
I mean, I was drunk. I mean, we were both drunk.
I don't know who's to blame more, right?
I reckon we'll just blame each other. I think it works well.
Okay, basically with what Vitalik has done, right? Shiba Inu coin, right?
Great coin, by the way. Definitely don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it. Don't buy that. All right, Shiba Inu. It's a piece take on Dogecoin, right?
Yeah.
And they just go, yeah, you know what? This is a Dogecoin destroyer. So they're taking a piece out of it.
Yeah.
To make it popular, right? They basically threw Vitalik like half the issue. Don't quote me on that, but it's close to that, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was like 45% or 51% or something.
Yeah, so
huge amount of coins.
That's
like
right.
a ridiculous amount.
So they threw that to Vitalik, and basically people go, oh shit, Vitalik has some, all right, I need to buy some, right?
Yeah.
And that was the logic, and it worked very well for them, right?
Yeah.
And what Vitalik did with the first 5% of it, right? So 5% of the total issue, right? So basically 10% of his, right? Is he dumped it in the market and sold it, he gave billion and like what 1.3 billion or something to India to help fight coronavirus.
Yes.
Which is very commendable. Vitalik, we love you. Vitalik, мы тебя любим. That's in Russian.
And it was
right?
also, so he did an amazing thing for a country in need, but he also gave the middle finger back to the project.
That's right.
By saying, and announced publicly, whoever thinks this is a good strategy for your marketing, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because other people have since tried to do it and it's just backfired even further.
And having said that though, but then he done him a solid bet.
He did an amazing, that's what I mean, he's done.
So at the start he basically gave a finger to the project, right?
Yes.
And to say, well, don't stuff around like that. But then he done them a solid because
Yes.
there are a lot of people involved, and he burned the rest of it.
Yeah.
So when we say burnt, is basically if you send it to an address that no one controls, right?
Yeah.
So if there is an address with the private keys lost, you just send it to that random address, and nobody can ever access it, right? And that is considered burnt, taken out of circulation.
And the equivalent is you set up a paper wallet, you have the private key, you light it on fire.
That's right.
And you send it to that address.
That's right. So once again, kudos to Vitalik to basically teaching the community in crypto another couple of lessons.
Yes.
Right. And at he's 27, he's very switched on, and it's like just wow. All right. So let's talk about something. What else happened?
NFTs?
NFTs. Right.
NFTs.
We love our NFTs.
So the Charlie Bit My Finger video has just been created into an NFT, and it's going to be deleted off YouTube.
Yeah.
From memory. Like we'll put it on the screen, but it's hundreds of millions of views, if not a billion views now. It's been many years since I watched that. So, oh, Charlie bit my finger. That video.
Yes.
So it's been turned into an NFT, and they're auctioning it off, I think, this week.
Everyone is turning everything in NFT.
Yes.
So
YouTube's going to have no content in like 2 years' time. Everything's going to be sold and then deleted.
NFT tube.
Oh, register it now.
Yeah. All right. Or regardless, that's awesome. But having said that, going on the people who created, who are about to create NFT, we've got Black Eyed Peas. Alan Lindo is creating a couple of 4 NFTs. We've got a comedian, Steve Harvey, that has started, that has created his NFTs and he's selling it now. We've got Manchester City as a football club, yes.
Wow.
They're saying that they're going to celebrate the victory with an NFT series. That's very, very, very cool. And we've got, this is crazy, right? And we've got our favorite Ukrainian team, Dynamo Kiev, right? That's actually in European League, it's known. Dynamo Kiev is going to start selling tickets to its matches as an NFT.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
It's here to stay.
Yeah.
Right, crazy.
It's going to be so interesting, like just fast forward into the future and the National Gallery of Australia no longer has to hold like $100 million worth of paintings. It's just a bunch of TVs
yes.
with the thing uploaded on there. Because whether they own it or not, it's still the same digital piece of art that they're showing. So
that's right, and it's crazy, but that's the future.
It is.
And the National Gallery of Australia will move to the Decentraland.
Yes.
Right? So that'd be fun.
Yes, so that we can all just put our VR goggles on and.
Now, this is crazy. Remember that time that Jack Dorsey, the Twitter guy,
yes.
He sold his first tweet for a couple of mil?
Yes.
Right? And the guy that bought it for a couple of mil was an Iranian bloke. Guess what happened?
I did read about this.
He got arrested.
Yes.
So he got arrested in Iran, right? for, I guess, buying this. Well, I don't know what the hell he got
Oh,
arrested
wow.
for, right?
I didn't
So-
actually, I read the title.
Yeah.
I said that I read the article.
That's
but
right, that's right.
I read the title. So he actually got arrested because he bought an NFT.
Well, I don't know, but Iranian law is as complex as, dark matter in a galaxy.
There's a lot of, rules and laws in that country that are very
so
outdated.
it's very outdated.
I think
right?
that's the politically correct way to say it.
Once again, Iranian law is a mystery, and we can only guess. Yeah, we can only guess. We can only guess what the hell happened there, right?
Yeah.
But we wish this guy happy release.
Yeah.
And
that's another NFT that's going to go to the moon because it's probably never going to be able to be recovered again. It's gone to an address that can't be accessed.
Yeah, because Shah in Iran, like what do you call it, the boss of Iran is just sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm the one with the first tweet here.
Yes.
You know, what do you call it? Up you, America, right? I've got your democracy here. All right, now, I think what else? Do we have anything else? But basically, Forbes is sitting there, and saying, okay, now we pump the news that we're gonna count how much wealth have the crypto billionaires lost, right?
I mean, they're looking for views.
That's right. They're getting them. They're getting them. And also, having said that, there was a picture of me, right? Did you see that? And there was a picture of me saying that I predicted to Ethereum to be at 9.8 thousand, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
we'll have to turn that into an NFT.
Yeah, no, there was actually a scam fake on Facebook, right? And they had a picture of me saying with a couple of links to my videos and everything, calling me actually a billionaire. I'm not, unfortunately, yet. But there was a picture of me telling people to buy ETH on this scam us site. Right, and that links didn't work, luckily, right? But guys, if you see a picture of me, and it's do check with me, and I'm fairly accessible everywhere.
Yeah, that's also a good point on the education. I was watching our first edition of MyTwoSats, which is going to have an NFT very, very soon.
Yes, we should do it.
But straight after it, there was an ad with Vitalik, an interview with Vitalik, and go to this website to claim your ETH, and all you got to do is send 1 ETH.
That's right.
And you get, I think, 10 or 15 back. And I'm like, how is an ad like this allowed to be passed on YouTube? I can't even get my ads approved, and I'm selling education, but there's people scamming people on YouTube, and they're getting their ads approved. It was literally after our video, straight after it.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
So yeah, if someone says send some ETH or BTC to an address and you go get 10 times the amount, it's an absolute scam. It's been going on for 5 or 6 years. Yeah, definitely don't do it. Be careful.
Do we have any coins that we consider maybe good before we go?
There's a coin that's like a 50% discount that you were showing me this morning before we got started. But I think that's too much of a shill.
Yeah, too much of a shill. But no, not like we'll get to that. Coins, as far as coins are concerned, right? And this is not a financial advice. This is just for you to consider and have a look at. I'm still bullish on Cake, right? Because what fundamentals there haven't changed.
Yeah.
Right, and it's. Even though it's a discount now, right? It's been a maximum of at least double of what it is now.
Yeah.
Right. So Cake is a good one. I'm a fan of Venus, and Venus. The reason being is because it's a clone of Curve, effectively. Yes. Right, and does the same thing. Yeah. Right.
And what's the ticker for Venus?
I've got no idea.
XVS.
I don't know what the hell is the ticket, but I don't know the ticket. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think it's XVS.
Another one that should be considered is Heko, and that's Huobi. Right? Actually, in Chinese you pronounce it as Huobi.
Huobi.
Yeah, Huobi. All right. And the reason is because yesterday, what they've done the collab with Belt, and Belt is mostly. They have about 2.5 billion and total
assets
value locked.
No, yeah.
That's not total value locked, we call it here, not assets under management, right? So they have 2.5 billion there, right? And as I was watching the screen, actually, Heko popped up. So they refreshed the page and it go boom, Heko. And Heko, I saw it rise from like 100 or 50 grand I saw in there, right? And in front of my eyes, it went up to like 50 mil. Right, so that's total value locked on Heko chain. So and to get to Heko chain, you have to have a Huobi token. And that's why I think long term.
Okay, so it's an on-ramp. It's an on-ramp for that chain.
I think it's going to trace what Binance has done with what Binance Smart Chain has done with Ethereum, and I think Huobi is coming, right? And Huobi are big in China. So basically, as a long-term hold, like I would consider that.
As soon as China unbears it in like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
And or next week.
And on that, and also, sorry, using. We have launched, my project, right? We have launched a liquidity mining setup. We call it Time Warp. Appreciate the geek name, right? And there we're they're doing like 150%. We're doing 150% APY, right? So we are using our funds to basically fund it. But I urge you to look into that because we have like over 20% of the coins already locked in the
22%.
That's right. So like once
Who's
again,
counting?
guys, this is but who's counting? Guys, once again, it's not a financial advice.
It's just a bunch of idiots talking about crypto in front of a camera.
That's right.
On a Saturday morning, not hungover.
That's right. But if you want to be, but having said that, if you want to know a thing or two about crypto from reputable sources, I think Mitch has something to say on that. And
yeah, so I've been educating in the crypto sphere since late 2016. I share a lot of content on my channels as well as on Facebook. So yeah, if you want to follow me or follow Sergey, there's a lot that he's doing. He's moving and shaking. There's a lot that I'm doing. So
follow Mitch better because he produces more news. Because I just produce pictures of my cats.
Yes.
Right, and there's no hidden meaning, by the way. But regardless, on that note, we want to give a shout out to Dave.
Yeah, and a massive shout out to Dave, who's standing here behind the camera. He's put his hand up to come and help us and make us look more professional. It's already, compared to last week, we're already seeing a massive incline in that professionality.
That's right. So hopefully you guys appreciate this, right? And Dave, so for all your video content or anything, we'll put a link.
Yeah, we'll put a link to Dave's business down below. He does a very broad range of video.
That's right, Dave, thank you. And guys, once again, thank you for sharing the content. We're trying to make it as entertaining as possible for you, boiling it right down. And do trade carefully. Do trade carefully and don't go balls deep.
Don't go balls deep in Bangkok. And if you guys have topics that you want us to cover on next week's video, just comment them below. We'd love to share or actually comment on things that you want to hear more about. So
that's right. All right, thank you guys. On that note, all the best. See you next week.
See you next week. MyTwoSats.